The majority of people spend way too much time and attention towards becoming the best version of themselves, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they want to do it as fast as possible. And you may think that that's a good thing, right? But truly, if you become too attached to your outcomes, if you become too attached to the results that you get, then you are massively underappreciating the process, like the actual journey. All of the successful people that I've seen on these podcasts and these interviews, they've all pretty much said the same thing. Looking back at all of the shit that they've went through, all of the hardships, the adversities, the obstacles, all of the darkness, all of the light, everything that they have went through, the one thing that has made them more proud, more satisfied, and more fulfilled than anything else was the actual journey itself. It wasn't when they achieved a specific goal. It wasn't when they hit a specific milestone. You know, most people have this mindset, when they get to X, Y, and Z, then they'll be happy. And they never actually learn to appreciate the process, because all they can see in front of them, they have like this fucking tunnel vision, is that fucking goal. And you know, that's sort of a good thing, you would think, because at least you're obsessed, at least you're focused on this goal. But when it becomes a problem is, you know, when you start doing it for other people, when you stop doing it for your own development and you start doing it to get attention and validation from others. And that's a very negative mindset. You know what I'm saying? That destroyed me multiple times. It completely undermined all of the progress that I made. And it genuinely just made me feel like I was fucking defeated. You know what I'm saying? Because I focused so much on the results. I put out shit that wasn't authentic. You know, I made stuff that wasn't authentic. I made shit that just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? And the best thing that you can possibly do is to do everything authentically, to unapologetically be yourself. And even if you don't get as much views, even if you don't sell the product, even if you don't achieve X, Y, and Z in a certain time period, at least you're being true to yourself. At least when you go to bed, you're not thinking, oh fuck, I could have done that differently. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot of times when I created certain videos, and at night I was just thinking like, was that really even me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have redone that video and made it 10 times better. And even if it didn't get as many views because maybe I didn't put as many edits, or it wasn't as stimulating to these motherfucking corrupted minds, you know, because everyone's mind has been infiltrated by all of these social medias. Even if it's not as engaging, I'd still feel like the best version of myself doing it. So that's what I should do. And I've tried to record this video, I'm not even gonna lie to you, probably about 6 times now. And I felt like it was all a bit like inauthentic, you know, it wasn't truly me. And to be honest, the fact that I have to redo it over and over again, some people see that as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people see that as being a perfectionist. And to be honest, to some degree, I am a perfectionist. Like, I want to get shit right. You know what I'm saying? But on another level, I also want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and know that I'm not a bitch. I'm not a person who capitulates to what other people want from me. You know? So I always do what I feel like is right for me. And all of those other 6 videos, you know, it didn't feel right, but that's okay because there's another video to come. You always need to have like this abundance mindset with everything. You always need to have like this abundance mindset with everything that you do. Because now I just look at this shit as practice. You know, I've recorded 6 videos, so I've spoken 6 times as much as if I were to just record 1 video. You know, that's the mindset that I have. And it's the one that allows me to see things in a positive lens. There is no reason to look at anything in a negative light, you know what I'm saying? You always need to find ways, and this is like the peak of masculinity. This is what I've been taught from all of the mentors that I have seen on these YouTube videos. All of them say that there's no reason to feel negative emotions, because that doesn't contribute to your progress. If you can feel a negative emotion, then you might as well transmute that into a positive one, because at least you'll be able to use that. At least you'll be able to get some sort of value from that. So that's exactly how I look at the whole process and the path towards getting to be the best version of myself. for me, it's not about the results per se. You know, this might sound arrogant or whatever, but I already know that I'm gonna hit 100,000 subscribers. I've already visualized it and contemplated it over and over again, and I saw that this shit is destined. You know, this is my fucking destiny to become someone that is known, respected, and famous and shit. So I know it's gonna happen. And that takes all of the pressure off my shoulders. You know, I don't have the pressure to perform. I don't have the pressure to make videos that get views. I just make videos that I like. That's it. Do shit because you like it, not because other people like it. I've always had this mentality. I've always kind of wanted to do shit my way. You know what I'm saying? All of these other motherfuckers, they just put like hundreds and thousands of very stimulating edits in their videos, and sure, that may get me more engagement and shit. I could hire an editor and I could get a shit ton of engagement from my videos, but I feel like doing these unedited, raw, authentic videos, it just helps me to become more articulate. It helps me to become more eloquent in my speaking. And I'm also developing my charisma as well. Because I'll say it once again, my value isn't attached to some fucking number on a screen, some digital subscriber count. My value is attached to what I feel internally about myself. And if I feel like I can get practice by doing these videos, if I can become more charismatic, more eloquent, if I can practice my English speaking skills, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, English isn't my native language, so I have to practice this shit every single day so I don't forget. And that's it. Like, this journey is so fucking fulfilling for me. Each and every single day when I don't feel like doing shit, and I still do it. A lot of people talk about this. David Goggins, one of my greatest, you know, mentors, someone that I've always looked up to. Doing shit that you don't want to do is the best way to satisfy your soul. Because you know it's going to be hard. You know that it's going to be uncomfortable. You know that you could be doing any one of 100 different things that would be more comfortable than what you're currently doing. And yet you still decide to do the hardest thing possible. And that's what is going to take you outside of your comfort zone and make you grow, make you progress. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all about comfort. It's not all about staying inside of our comfort zones. You know what I'm saying? If I stayed inside of my comfort zone all the time, then maybe I wouldn't even be making these videos, because I'd just want to appeal to other people. You know, all of the people that I've spoken to about my goals, about my dreams of becoming this famous YouTuber, this great entrepreneur, they've all called me delusional. They've all called me narcissistic, egotistic, whatever. And maybe I'm those things, yeah, but I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, it's my life. I get to decide what I want to do with it. Yeah, never capitulate to anyone, motherfucker. Like, that's the pussiest shit that you can ever do. Living a life based on what other people want from you. That's a waste of an existence. Live your life the way you want to live it. Even though, you know, I'm not the most popular guy in school, because I'm kind of like a weirdo or whatever. Like, I'm not a weirdo. I have charisma. I have friends. I have people to talk to. But at the same time, our mindsets don't align. So I don't really have anything to talk with them about. You know what I'm saying? Like, these motherfuckers going to school and they talk about like what flavored vape they're gonna get next. And in my mind, they're talking to me and I'm just fucking zoned out, focused on my mission, my conquest. And I feel like this is the way it needs to be. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna apologize to anyone for ignoring them or not paying attention to them when I have other important and urgent matters to attend to. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get mad at me because I leave them on red, or I leave them on, you know, I just don't even fucking open the text. And it's like, yeah, bro, I could open the text, but I have shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I have to read. I got this great book, by the way. I recommend it to everyone. It's Fyodor Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment. Great book, bro. I've only read like 20 pages, but it's fucking amazing so far. Again, reading, doing all of this shit that other people seem to not be able to even comprehend. Like, some people look at me in my class and they can't even fucking believe that I read this shit. They're like, holy fuck, you read? Like, I can't even read 10 pages without looking at my phone. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, because your dopamine receptors are fried as fuck. And you're a bitch. But anyway, reading, doing your deep work, getting outside into nature, doing shit for your mental health, you know, journaling, meditating, all of that shit. It's so important, bro. Like, these are the most important things that you could be doing throughout the day. Most people want to overcomplicate it with these fucking routines and shit. Just do the necessary things. You know what I'm saying? I don't do much. Like, after I get home from school, I record videos, I read, I train, I go to sleep, and I repeat. You know what I'm saying? And you look at most people that are successful, like Alex Hormozy, all of these fucking big names on YouTube, and all of them say the same thing. 12 hours of work, locked in, flow state, nothing can bother them. And that's how they achieve their goals. So they don't even do the shit that I do. Like, they don't even read. They don't even go outside into nature. And they're ultra successful because they just fully concentrate on their goals. And that's a level of obsession. That's a level of dedication that 99% of people can't even fucking comprehend, even if they wanted to. It's why I've always looked up to these people. It's why I've always admired these motherfuckers on YouTube. Because anytime I look at these motivational videos, in fact, I have a motivational video in front of me right now from Andrew Tate, and the way he speaks, the way he carries himself, the aura that he fucking has, it's just astonishing to me. You know what I'm saying? I look at that motherfucker and every fiber of my being wants to be like him. That's what motivates me. And this is a great way to kind of keep myself in the feeling of the best version of myself. Sometimes I get home from school and I don't feel like doing shit. And I just turn on one of these videos and suddenly I'm motivated again. But even if I didn't have motivation, I still have the discipline to fall back to. Discipline is like the number one foundation that you could build your life on. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the main point of this video is to kind of like detach yourself, like take a step back from the results. Don't be focused on getting the trophy. Focus on the path towards getting the trophy. You know, I heard this great quote from Ilya Topuria. He said, he wins the trophies in training. The fight is just there so that he can go and collect them. You know, he puts in so much fucking work in training. He practices his ass off. And he puts in more work than anyone else. And he knows he's going to be the best. So he knows that the victory is bound to happen. He just has to go into the fight and actually collect it. That's the best mentality that I've ever heard in my life. He focuses on the process more than he focuses on the results, and that's why he ends up getting the results. That's just how it is, bro.